At 5:30 sharp, I was the only person left in admin, fingers flying over the keyboard, sweat beading on my forehead. The report in front of me had come straight from Ethan with a dawn deadline. One wrong digit and I'd be chewed out. Ethan, our company's top boss. Legend says he's so cold he's barely human. Makes employees cry the way other people breathe. Whenever I passed him in the halls, I didn't dare lift my eyes. Suddenly my phone exploded. Stella flashing on the screen. The moment I picked up, she wailed, "Hannah, save me. Mom's forcing me on a blind date and I absolutely can't go. Please. Please go in my place and get me off the hook." I frowned. My report isn't done. Ethan wants it tomorrow. If it crashes, who takes the fall? Stella sobbed between words. It's just a formality. Show up. Say there's no spark. Leave after 10 minutes. You'll still have time for the spreadsheet, please. Head if I don't show. Mom will lock me inside. I couldn't stand her begging. And told myself pretending for a few minutes wouldn't hurt. The second I hung up, she pinged me the restaurant and the guy's name, Ethan. I blinked. Why did that name sound so familiar? Before I could think, Stella texted again. He's already there. Hurry. I grabbed the first code I saw, locked the office, my brain repeating one line. Get in, get out, finish the report, and pray Ethan never finds out I sneaked off early. I had no idea I was sprinting straight into the biggest pit of my life. The restaurant was 2 blocks away. I jogged over, breath ragged, found the reserved private dining room, shut the door, and dropped into the chair. I started chanting under my breath, "No chemistry, no chemistry. To senses and I'm gone. Don't slip. Don't slip." My palms were so slick with sweat I didn't dare raise my head in case he spotted the Baytan switch. "Are you Stella?" A low, icy voice froze me mid-breath. Why did it sound exactly like Ethan's? I snapped my head up and crashed into a pair of dark, glacial eyes. The man wore a black suit, posture razor straight, brass sharp enough to cut. Who else could it be but Ethan? I'm viewing. My mind went blank. I wanted to crawl under the table. I'd come to cover for a friend and ended up on a blind date with my own CEO. Could the universe embarrass me any harder? I sat stiff as a plank, cursing Stella 800 times in my head. Stella, you saboteur. A heads-up photo would have been nice. Well, guess I don't need to show up tomorrow. Ethan studied me, expression unreadable, yet I felt mocked. I opened my mouth to say I'm not Stella, but the words died. Admit the swap and he could still fire me. I swallowed and nodded barely a millimeter, voice a mosquito's buzz. Yes, I'm Stella. Ethan sipped his tea unhurriedly. No follow-up questions. The silence thick enough to furnish a 3-bedroom condo. I itched to blurt no chemistry and abort the nightmare before I could. Ethan spoke first. I'm satisfied with you. Let's pretend we're dating. I blanked, certain I'd misheard. Ethan. What did you say? He set the cup down. Gaze steady. My mother's marriage push is relentless. You're pinch hitting tonight. Perfect. I need a fake girlfriend to get her off my back. Your private life stays untouched. I'll pay you $5,000 a month. At work we stay boss and subordinate. No one knows. My head spun. Pretend to be a couple with my CEO. Insane. I shook my head hesitantly. Ethan, that doesn't seem right. He cut in. Voice several degrees colder. I'm your superior. You know what happens if you refuse. Say yes, or don't bother coming in tomorrow. My heart lurched. I caved. I need this job. I can't lose it. Besides, it's only an act with pay. Not exactly a loss. I clenched my teeth and nodded. I agree. A flicker of amusement crossed Ethan's eyes. 2 rules. No office exposure. Private time spent meeting my parents. Clear. I bobbed my head, one thought circling. From now on, life is going to be brutal. The morning after I said yes, Ethan summoned me to his office. His mother wanted dinner that very night. My face blanched. I clutched his sleeve. Ethan, I can't. What if I blow it? What if your mom asks something I can't answer? He brushed my hand off. voice still cool but faintly reassuring. Don't panic. I'll protect you. Just copy what I do. That evening, I wore the dress his assistant delivered and, shaking, stepped into the restaurant's private room. Ethan's mom greeted me like long-lost family. Grasping my hand, questions tumbling out, "Sweetheart, how old are you? What do you do at Sterling?" I was so nervous my tongue knotted. My face burned, panic pounded, over, finished, exposed. Ethan slid an arm around my shoulders, rescuing me. "Mom, she's shy, don't scare her. She's my age, works in admin, incredibly diligent." Later, someone raised a toast to me. I don't drink and froze. Ethan immediately stepped between us, downed my glass in one go. "She can't handle alcohol." "I'll drink for her." Mid-meal, he stealthily passed me a candy. Whispering, "Relax, I'm right here." Watching his profile, a tiny warmth kindled inside me. So the iceberg CEO can be gentle in private. Back at Sterling the next day. Ethan was once again the frosty chief. No mercy in sight. I handed him the revised report. He flipped to pages and frowned. 3 wrong numbers. Logic's off. Redo it on my desk before end of day. I took the file back, feeling wrong. I triple-checked how were there still errors. But under his arctic stare, I only nodded. "Right away, Ethan." At my cubicle, I corrected the numbers while grumbling inside. 3 measly digits does he have to be? This harsh, so last night's kindness was an act. Time vanished when the report finally passed. The office was dark except for me. My stomach growled, rubbing it. I packed up to go home and find food. Just then the door opened, an assistant walked in holding a takeout bag. "Hannah, Ethan sent this. He said you worked through dinner." I stared at the steaming carton, warmth flooding my chest. Turns out he's not heartless, only tongue-tied. It was my favorite tomato egg noodles, extra runny egg on top. I sat and ate bite after bite, the earlier grievance melting into sweetness. This Ethan really is a textbook sundeer. Next morning, Ethan sent me to marketing for a cross-department project Q3 campaign. Admin processes had to sync. Clutching the procedure file, I crept into marketing and found marketing. Sam skimmed to pages, then flung the folder back contemptuously. "Hannah, what garbage is this? A mess, can't use it. Do it over. On my desk by tomorrow." I frowned. "Sam, the workflow follows corporate protocol. Nothing's wrong." I say it's wrong, so it's wrong. Sam rolled his eyes. A lowly admin talking back. "Get it done, or if the campaign slips, can you carry that liability?" I trembled with anger yet dared not retort, clutching the file, rooted in place. Just then Ethan strode up, saw the scene, and his face iced over. He plucked the folder from my hand, scanned it, then addressed Sam in a voice that could freeze fire. The coordination follows Hannah's version period. Harassing a colleague earns you 0 monthly bonus. Another offense and you're fired on the spot. Sam turned white, nodding frantically. "Sorry, Ethan, my mistake. I'll adopt Hannah's plan right now." Ethan ignored him, turned to me. "Come, we're leaving." I trailed behind him, heart fluttering between shock and warmth, steps weightless. So this is what it feels like to have the boss cover your back. Chapter 7. The gossip spreads, and I become the connected hire. Evan's public defense of me in marketing rocketed through the company in less than a morning. When I went to the break room for water, I caught Quinn and Emery whispering, loud enough for me to hear every word. "Did you see that? Ethan actually chewed out Sam over Hannah and docked his bonus." Exactly. I bet Hannah's got something going with Ethan. How else would a lowly admin get that kind of protection, right? Probably climbed up the wrong way, calculating little thing. My fingers tightened around my cup. I felt horribly wronged. I've earned everything through hard work. Why are they saying this? But I didn't dare talk back. I kept my head down, filled my bottle, and hurried back to my cubicle. I slumped over my desk, the injustice stinging more the longer I thought about it. If I'd known it would turn out like this, I'd never have agreed to Ethan's fake couple scheme. Just then I saw Ethan step out of his office, his gaze sweeping the break room corridor. His face dark as a THUNDRCLOUD. My heart fluttered. He must have heard the rumors. I silently begged him not to clash with anyone else on my account, even while a small part of me hoped he'd shield me again. That afternoon, the company held an all-hands meeting. Ethan strode to the podium in his tailored suit, aura so commanding the hall fell silent at once. After a summary of the quarter's results, he changed tack and brought up the recent gossip. I've heard murmurs that admin's Hannah secured her position through inappropriate connections, he said, voice icy as it rang through the room. Let me be clear, Hannah is diligent, responsible, and the backbone of admin. Her skills merit everyone's respect. Dead silence. Sitting in the crowd, my heart pounded. I looked up at him, eyes stinging. From now on, anyone caught spreading rumors or stirring trouble will be fired on the spot, no exceptions, he continued, unrelenting. Sterling values competence, not connections. Focus on your jobs, not shady politics. He glanced at me again, a trace of reassurance in his eyes. After the meeting, no one dared mention the gossip. Quinn and Emery kept their heads low, avoiding my gaze. My hurt dissolved instantly, replaced by warm gratitude. Ethan walked over, patted my shoulder, and murmured, "Don't let the chatter bother you. I've got you." I nodded hard, sweetness flooding my chest. Having a boss like him in my corner, it felt pretty wonderful. Ethan's mom invited us to dinner again. She wanted to get to know me better. I had no choice but to go with him. During the meal, she kept piling greasy dishes onto my plate. I'm not a fan, but I forced down a few bites before setting my chopsticks aside. Ethan glanced at me, said nothing, simply lifted the oily food from my bowl into his own, and replaced it with light vegetables. Warmth flooded me. I sneaked a peek, but he pretended not to notice and kept chatting with his mother. After dinner, he insisted on driving me home. I couldn't refuse, so I got into his car. Neither of us spoke. The air felt charged. I stared out the window, wondering was he just appeasing his parents, or did he actually feel something for me? Suddenly, he pulled over, pointing to a street-side snack stand. Wait here a minute. Bemused, I watched him hop out and return shortly with a paper bag of roasted chestnuts, which he handed me. You barely touched your food. I remembered you liked these. My heart exploded into fireworks. He remembered I love roasted chestnuts. I'd only mentioned it once to Stella, and even I'd almost forgotten. Hannah, I whispered, cheeks burning. He met my eyes, a smile tucked in his gaze. No need, and stop calling me mister. Ethan died in private, just Ethan. Monday morning, back in the break room, I happened to overhear Ethan's assistant complain to someone. Ethan's stomach is awful, but he skips breakfast every day and lives on coffee. No amount of nagging works. The words nudged something inside me. Or remembering how he'd looked out for me, I decided to make him a stomach-soothing porridge. At lunch, I detoured to the supermarket, bought millet, red dates, and Chinese yam, then spent over an hour simmering a creamy, fragrant pot. Next morning, I filled a thermal jar, tiptoed to his office door, hesitated, then finally knocked. Come in. I slipped inside, set the jar on his desk, and murmured, Ethan, I heard your stomach bothers you. I made some gentle porridge. Try it if you like. He stared, softness flashing in his eyes, then nodded. Okay. Hannah. I didn't dare linger. I'll get back to work, I blurted and scurried out, heart racing. That evening, while I was watching TV, my phone chimed with a message from him. The porridge was delicious. Hannah, you don't have to trouble yourself again. Get some rest. I beamed, thumbs flying. No trouble at all. Your stomach needs proper breakfast. It was our first private, non-work chat. I sat there smiling at the screen, sensing something quietly shifting between us. I'd poured half a month and ate full drafts into the admin optimization project, and at last it was live and producing results. But on presentation day, Riley from my own department jumped the gun, marched to leadership with my proposal, and puffed out her chest claiming sole credit. I shook with anger. "Riley, this is my project. How dare you steal it?" She sneered. "Hannah, accusations need proof. I'm the one who submitted it and got the praise." "Got evidence, bring it." I froze. My backups were on an old laptop I couldn't access right then. Her smug face blurred as tears of frustration welled. Those were countless overtime nights she was swiping. Ethan happened to pass by, saw the scene, and his expression chilled. My heart lurched. Would he think I was making a scene? Before I could explain, he summoned the entire admin team. In the meeting, Riley was still crowing about her triumph when Ethan slammed down a stack of printouts. "Shut up!" The papers held every draft, every revision log, and my chat history reporting progress to him. This project from conception to rollout was handled exclusively by Hannah. Riley did not participate. For hijacking credit and deceiving management, you are fired, effective immediately. Silence fell like a tomb. Riley went white and collapsed into her chair. Ethan turned to me, voice gentler. "Hannah's performance is outstanding. Effective today, she is promoted to admin." My eyes burned. He'd been paying attention all along and kept the evidence ready. A hidden smile tugged at Ethan's heart. No one bullies my person. After the meeting, still dazed, I accepted the warm cup of water he handed me. "If you're ever wronged, come straight to me. Don't carry it alone." I nodded, sweetness dizzying me. At a flutter of unease whispered that his feelings might run deeper than our fake arrangement. Ethan's mom was pushing again. She wanted her son's girlfriend to go mall shopping to satisfy curious relatives, unable to refuse. I accompanied Ethan downtown, linking arms and playing lovey-dovey. "Don't tense up, act natural," he murmured near my ear, fingers lightly squeezing my wrist, amusement coloring his voice. Inside, he thrilled. So good to hold her in broad daylight. My cheeks flamed. I just relaxed when a shocked voice rang out. "Hannah, Ethan." I spun around. Stella stood nearby, eyes round as saucers. "I'm doomed, busted." I jerked away from Ethan, flustered. Got Stella bounded over, sizing us up, gossip radar blazing. "You two together, Ethan, you're my blind date guy." Panicked, I started to explain, afraid Ethan would be furious, but he simply draped an arm back over my shoulder and said coolly, "Don't interrupt, we're on a date." Stella blinked, then grinned wide, winking at me. "Ooh, got it. Not another peep, carry on." She scurried off, flashing me a covert thumbs up. I awkwardly tried to push Ethan away, but he hugged me even tighter. "Since we've already been spotted, we might as well make it convincing." His breath brushed my ear, and my heart pounded as I kept my head down, afraid to look at him. Was he doing this on purpose? After we'd finished shopping, Ethan drove me home. Just as I was about to get out, he suddenly said, "Hannah, I'll explain things to her." "Don't worry." I nodded and watched his car vanish into the night, my heart a tangled mess. The next morning at work, my stomach cramped so badly I broke out in a cold sweat. My period had arrived early, and I hadn't brought anything with me. All I could do was slump over my desk, gritting my teeth while I rushed to finish an urgent document. The pain made me tremble so hard I couldn't even hold my pen. And I silently cursed my terrible luck. Why did everything have to happen at once? Right then, the office door swung open and Ethan walked in. Seeing my pale face and sweat-beaded forehead, he frowned and strode over. "What's wrong? Where does it hurt?" Mortified, I shook my head. "It's nothing, Ethan." "I'll be fine in a minute." I'm almost done with the file." Ignoring my protest, he pressed a hand to my forehead, then touched my icy fingers, his tone stern. "You're freezing and you say it's nothing. Come home with me and rest." When I tried to refuse, he simply scooped up my purse and helped me stand. "Don't force yourself. I'll have someone else finish the work. Your health comes first." At the elevator, he suddenly asked me to wait and jogged off. Moments later, he returned carrying heat patches and brown sugar crystals. He pressed a patch gently to my lower back and handed me the sugar. "Drink this first. It'll warm you up." His touch was so light, his eyes so tender. I watched him, heart hammering. Why was he being this gentle? Maybe I really was starting to like him. After he saw me home, he ordered me to rest and even had a steaming bowl of porridge delivered to my door. Watching him leave, I hugged the heat patch to my stomach, warm inside yet uneasy. The act was beginning to feel all too real. Ethan said that to put his mother completely at ease. We needed more dates to keep up appearances. I agreed, yet every time we were alone my heart raced. That evening he invited me to a movie romance. Before we went in, he bought popcorn and cola, plus a hot milk tea just for me. I know you can't have anything iced. Halfway through, the plot had me blinking back tears. Ethan noticed and silently passed me a tissue, gently patting my back with aching tenderness. Afterward, we walked beneath street lamps, the night breeze soft and the air tinged with something unspoken. I scuffed a pebble, wondering how to tell him I thought I was falling for him. Suddenly, his hand brushed mine. We froze. His fingers were warm, mine burned. I tried to pull away, but he held tight. I looked up, his eyes brimmed with affection, a soft smile curving his lips. "Hannah, His phone rang his mother. He had to release my hand and answer, slipping back into his usual cool tone to fend off her questions. When he hung up, the moment felt awkward. He scratched his head. "Let's head back." I nodded, hiding my disappointment. What had he been about to say? Ethan's mother invited mine to dinner to discuss our wedding, and we could only agree. On the day, I wore a soft dress, palms damp with nerves. "Don't panic, I've got you," Ethan whispered, giving my hand a secret squeeze. The instant we stepped into the private dining room, my mother pulled me aside. "Hannah, make a good impression. Ethan is quite the catch." I nodded, cheeks hot. Throughout the meal, Ethan kept hold of my hand, piling food onto my plate. And even peeling shrimp with practiced ease. My mother beamed. His mother laughed. Our Ethan has never doted on anyone like this. "Hannah, you'll have to keep him in line." I ducked my head, sweetness flooding my chest. If only all of this were real. Both sets of parents chattered excitedly, pushing us to set a date and sketching out ceremony details. We smiled and agreed, but when our eyes met, I saw my own flustered hope mirrored in his gaze. Afterward, Ethan drove my mother and me home. Once she'd gone, he looked at me seriously. "Hannah, today, thank you." I shook my head. I should thank you for handling my mom. Yet inside I thought, I didn't feel I was handling anything. I was savoring every second. He studied me, something more hovering on his tongue, then swallowed it back. My heart lurched. What was he really thinking? Somehow Stella heard that Ethan was rich, gorgeous, and treating me like a queen and suddenly wanted to call off her retreat. That afternoon, she stormed straight into his office. I was bent over a file with him, discussing details, his voice low and gentle. "Ethan, I'm sorry." Stella burst in, shattering the quiet. Panic spiked through me. What was she planning? She rushed up, face full of regret. "Ethan, I was wrong. I asked Hannah to take my place at the blind date. I've changed my mind. Please, give me a chance." I went white, rigid with dread that he'd be furious. "Ethan, I never meant to lie." Stella cut me off. "Hannah, stay out of this. It's between Ethan and me." She turned to him, eyes shining. Ethan, I'm better for you than Hannah. Ethan's icy glare stopped her. He pulled me behind him. I felt his warmth against my back, equal parts terrified and safe. Would he be angry? Would he end our fake arrangement? The office fell deathly silent while Stella waited for his answer, and I hardly dared breathe. Stella's expectant stare drilled into Ethan. I kept my head down, bracing for blame and abandonment. Instead, Ethan slipped an arm around my shoulders and drew me close, his gaze unwavering. No need. I like Hannah. This has nothing to do with you. Dumbstruck, I jerked my head up. Had I heard right, he liked me. This wasn't part of the act. Ethan looked down at me, eyes full of tender certainty. I said I like Hannah. I've liked her for a long time. Agreeing to that blind date and suggesting we fake a relationship was deliberate. I just wanted a reason to be near you. Stella went paper white. Ethan, you can't be serious. I'm prettier than her, more fun than her. She's diligent, steady, kind qualities you don't have. His voice was arctic. Stay away from us, or you'll regret it. Shaking with rage, Stella shot me a final glare and stalked out. Only the two of us remained. The air charged at my heart hammered. I stung. You're not just saying that to shut Stella up. Ethan wiped a tear from my lashes, voice gentle. It's true, Hannah. I like you no act. I stood frozen, overwhelmed by shock and sweetness just as the door cracked open and a colleague peeked in, spotting us. The newcomer froze. We're doomed, someone saw. The colleague yelped an apology and bolted. My stomach flipped. What now? Gossip will spread again. Ethan laced his fingers through mine. Let them. Sooner or later, I'll publicly tell everyone you're my girlfriend. I thought it would blow over, but that afternoon the company group chat exploded. Someone had secretly snapped a photo of Ethan brushing away my tears and posted it with the caption, breaking, admin climbs the corporate ladder with her looks, seduces Ethan. What a schemer. The picture went viral, paired with every rumor imaginable. I had seduced him, slept my way up, even earned my supervisor title through Ethan. What made it worse was that Ethan's business rival had also caught wind of the gossip. Seizing the moment, they smeared him as unable to separate public from private, claiming he promoted his own lover, and they spread rumors all over the industry, damaging Sterling's reputation. I stared at the venomous messages in the group chat and heard that the company had just lost a -1 project because of it. Guilt gnawed at me until I couldn't breathe. It's all my fault. If I hadn't agreed to the fake couple act, none of this would have happened, and I wouldn't have dragged him down. Ethan noticed my mood and came over. Don't overthink it. I'll handle the rumors. None of this is your fault. But I knew everything traced back to me. That night I tossed and turned. A decision crystallizing in the dark. I would break up with him. I couldn't be an anchor around his neck any longer. Yet my heart clenched. Only hours earlier he had confessed that he loved me. The next morning I marched to his office, palms slick with sweat, guilt and reluctance warring inside me. Ethan, let's cancel our fake couple agreement. I forced the words out, voice trembling. He froze, hurt flickering across his eyes. Why? Because of the rumors. I nodded, eyes stinging. Double quotes, yes. Because of me, the company lost a project and your reputation took a hit. I can't drag you down any further. We were only pretending. It's time to end it. Ethan stood, closed the distance into strides, and covered my hands with his, gentle but resolute. Hannah, look at me. I have never thought you were dragging me down. I engineered the fake couple plan on purpose. My feelings for you are real. My wish to protect you is real. I'll kill the rumors and crush the rival's smear campaign. You have nothing to fear. His gaze drilled into mine. I never wanted to be your fake boyfriend. I want to be your real one, guarding you for life. Trust me, okay? Tears slipped free as sweetness and ache flooded me together. But I began, only to have him cut me off. He pulled me into a tight embrace. No buts. Believe me, I've got this. Nestled against his chest, feeling his warmth and the steady thud of his heart, my guilt ebbed, replaced by quiet warmth. Still, worry lingered. Could he really solve everything? True to his word, that afternoon Ethan convened an all-hands meeting. Every employee filed in. The air was brittle with tension. The rumor mongers looked ghost white. On the days, Ethan in a sharp suit surveyed the room, voice like frost. 2 items only: clear the air and announce a decision. He projected his phone, the sneaky photos, the embellished group chat screenshots, plus the rivals' libelous memos. Sneaky photos, malicious rumors, defaming a colleague, and Sterling itself fired on the spot. Legal action to follow. She collapsed into her chair, pallid, muttering I was wrong over and over too late. Ethan swept the room again. Second, Hannah is my girlfriend. We love each other. She did not sleep her way to any post. Hannah earned her promotion to admin through hard work, nothing to do with me. He paused, gaze glacial. From this moment, anyone who slanders Hannah or the company is fired, no exceptions. Silence exploded into thunderous applause. Former gossips stared at their shoes, avoiding our eyes. Ethan stepped off the platform, took my hand, and smiled softly. No more hiding. My eyes burned as I squeezed back, yet the moment the hall emptied, the rival phoned, tone arrogant. Ethan, you think it's over. Watch your back. Ethan hung up, face darkening. My stomach lurched to what else could the rival throw at us. The rumors died. But one question kept circling my mind. Someone as brilliant as Ethan, why single me out and orchestrate an entire fake relationship? That evening he invited me for a riverside walk. I finally voiced it. Ethan, back then why insist I play your fake girlfriend? You had a million choices. I stared at the ground, heart fluttering between hope and dread. He stopped, turned, and tilted my chin up, tenderness shimmering in his eyes. It was never random. From the start, the only person I wanted was you. My pulse lurched. What do you mean? I noticed you ages ago. His thumb brushed my cheek. You arrive first, leave last, check every report, never complain even when colleagues give you grief. How could I not fall for that? He smiled. I knew Stella was unreliable and that her mom was pushing blind dates, so I had someone nudge Stella's mother about the idea, agreed to meet, and use the fake couple ruse to get close to you. I stood slack-jawed. He had choreographed everything from day one. I wanted to be angry for the deception, yet overwhelming sweetness drowned it. Seeing my glistening eyes, he kissed my forehead softly. Sorry for fooling you so long. I was terrified you'd turn me down. Light and warm, his kiss melted me. I sagged against him, heart syrupy with emotion. Snuggled in Ethan's arms, I thumped his chest. You're horrible, scheming for months. I almost believed you were only appeasing your parents. He trapped my hand against his heart, chin resting on my hair. I was wrong to hide things. From now on, no more secrets. I tipped my face up, tears glittering, but lips curving. Say you love me again. Ethan brushed his nose to mine, gaze fiery. Hannah, I love you, have loved you for ages. The fake relationship was just an excuse. I want to be your real boyfriend, cherish and protect you forever. His breath fanned my face, scorching and intimate, cheeks aflame, heart racing. I whispered, I love you too, Ethan. The instant the words left my lips, he kissed me, no gentle peck but a fierce, possessive claim. Eyes closed, I answered clumsily, whole body tingling. So this is how it feels to be kissed by the one you love, sweet, electric. When we parted, he rested his forehead on mine, breathing unsteady. Hannah, you're officially my girlfriend now, no more pretending. I nodded fiercely and burrowed into him, happiness flooding me. The play acting had become reality. Once we were official. Secrecy vanished. Ethan flaunted our relationship at Sterling and showered me with open affection. Cranking off his sweetness to maximum. Every morning he arrived early with my favorite breakfast, steaming soy milk with crullers or silky kinji and fluffy buns personally delivered to my desk, ruffling my hair. Eat up before it gets cold. In meetings, the second someone's proposal veered toward undercutting me, he'd cut them off icily. Hannah's plan is solid. If you have issues, state them, no snide asides. Then he'd sneak me a candy, eyes doting. After work, he'd set his own tasks aside. Come to admin. Take my hand and walk out openly, ignoring onlookers, sometimes murmuring in my ear. Colleagues who once gossiped now shipped us hard, cheering when we passed. Ethan and Hannah so adorable. When do we get our wedding toast? One evening I stayed late finishing a proposal. Ethan sat beside me the whole time, pouring warm water, sorting files. When fatigue hit, he pulled me against his shoulder, kissing my crown. You've worked hard, babe. Curled against him, I basked in the warmth. Being adored so openly was the sweetest thing in the world. Ethan's business rival, Victor, still stinging from his earlier defeat, came after me. He bribed someone to alter the data on the project I'd been leading and started a whisper campaign that my error had cost Sterling a six-figure loss, pressure designed to make me resign. Once the rumors spread, a few colleagues who didn't know the truth joined the chatter. Reading the comments, I felt wronged, but I didn't panic. When Ethan heard, he exploded. His face went steel-dark. He ordered an investigation on the spot, and inside half a day we had the smoking gun. Proof Victor had paid an outsider to doctor the files. He called an emergency all hands, projected the lobby security clip of Victor's hireling keying in the changes, and announced Victor maliciously slandered my girlfriend, falsified data, and damaged this company. We filed suit and will pursue him to the fullest extent of the law. Then he turned to me. Voice softening, Ethan took my hand. Hannah, you've been wronged. From now on, anyone who comes after you answers to me. He bent and kissed me in front of everyone, eyes fierce and fond. The room erupted. Applause rolled across the floor, and the gossipers suddenly had nothing left to say. Victor later paid full damages, his reputation shredded. He's out of the industry for good. Both sets of parents saw we were the real deal and started speed dialing us about wedding dates, ready to march us straight to City Hall. The families met again over dinner. Ethan's mother clasped my hand, beaming. Hannah, I've considered you my daughter-in-law for ages. Lock this wedding and I'm waiting on grandbabies. My cheeks burned. Ethan kept hold of my fingers and told both parents, Mom, Dad. Hannah and I have decided we want to marry, and we'll set the ceremony soon. I looked up. Startled and delighted, we'd reached the same decision independently. After dinner, Ethan drove me home, holding my hand the entire ride, smile never leaving his face. When did you decide you wanted to marry me? I asked. He kissed my knuckles. From the instant I knew I loved you. I'm bringing you home, spoiling you for life, making sure you never feel wronged again. I never expected Stella to show up, grinning. Hannah, Ethan, I was awful before, forgive me. From now on, I'm your #1 wedding strategist. Proposal, wedding, just say the word. Seeing her sincerity, I laughed and nodded. Ethan plotted a secret proposal, roping in Stella and several colleagues so I wouldn't catch a whiff of it. That afternoon I stepped out of the building and froze. The plaza was carpeted in my favorite white roses, lights twinkling into a giant heart, colleagues, both parents. And Stella ringed the display, balloons in hand, smiling at me. Ethan, immaculate in a tailored suit, walked toward me with a ring box, affection blazing in his eyes. Applause and cheers rose around us. He stopped, went to one knee, opened the box. The diamond flashed. Hannah, from the day I first watched you from the corner of my eye, through every scheme to keep you close, Until now, my only wish is to bring you home. I can't swear you'll never feel wronged, but I swear I'll fight with everything I have to cherish you, protect you, stay beside you for the rest of our lives. Hannah, will you marry me? I was crying too hard to speak. I just nodded frantically. Yes, Ethan. Yes, I'll marry you, smiling. He slid the ring on, stood and folded me into a kiss drenched in devotion. The cheers swelled. Stella dashed over sobbing. Hannah, you're finally getting your happiness. Both parents wiped happy tears, faces glowing. After the proposal, Quinn and Emery, former gossip ringleaders, promoted themselves to our biggest shippers. Even more zealous than Stella, they volunteered to coordinate the entire celebration. Running around like in paid planners, their daily messages were bridal playbooks, gown selections, venue tours, always ending with, Hannah, Ethan worships you, hang on tight. We want that wedding toast ASAP. Emery kitted out the groomsmen, designed the reception layout, and teased us non-stop. Ethan, Hannah, your daily office sugar rush is giving us cavities. They formed an unofficial committee: invitations, decor, guest reception, every detail locked down, leaving Ethan and me free to breathe. At work, the former bullies now treated me with courtesy. The rumor mill went silent. With Ethan's encouragement, I grew assertive, my projects shining until the whole company acknowledged my worth. He loved watching the transformation, greeting me each day with small surprises: a single rose, a piece of candy, his adoration impossible to hide. Encouraged by me, Stella quit dodging blind dates and invested in a real search. Within weeks, she met Eric, a gentle physician who adored her. One evening, she dragged him to dinner with us, practically bouncing. Hannah, let me introduce my boyfriend, Eric. Eric greeted us warmly. Ethan, Hannah, I've heard so much. Thank you for always looking after her. Watching Stella glow, my heart felt lighter than air. Throughout the meal, Eric peeled shrimp and stacked her plate, eyes as tender as Ethan's when he looks at me. Stella, once the flighty flirt, now spoke with soft consideration, sneaking glances at Eric that shimmered with love. Afterward, we strolled under streetlights. Stella squeezed my hand. Hannah, I'm sorry for the stunt with your blind date. Lucky for us, we both found our forever. Promise we'll stay happy. I hugged her. We will. Here's to our shared happiness. Ethan and Eric stood aside, trading amused smiles. The night warm and bright. Wedding day, sunlight poured like champagne. I wore a white wedding gown, arm tucked through my father's, and walked it all step by steady step. Ethan waited ahead in a crisp tuxedo, eyes unashamedly fixed on me, the rest of the world a blur. Dad placed my hand in his. Ethan, I give you my treasure. Love her, protect her, never let her feel wronged. Ethan squeezed back. Double quote, sir, you have my word. I'll devote my life to loving and guarding Hannah. I'll never fail her. During the vows, he held my gaze. Hannah, thank you for walking into my life. Thank you for saying yes. From this day, through every storm and every season, I'll stand with you, pamper you, make you the happiest woman alive. Tears streamed as I answered, Ethan, and I thank you for shielding me, for staying. Whatever comes, I'll walk beside you, always. He kissed me softly, the promise sealed in that touch. After the reception and the good-natured turmoil of the after-party, Ethan held me tight and whispered, Hannah, you're my wife today, tomorrow, for life. I nestled against him, smiling, gratitude flooding me. Thank heaven I filled in for my best friend that night. Thank heaven the stranger across the table was him. Thank you for listening. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate our story? If you enjoyed this video, please like and share it with friends. We'd love to read your comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more tales. And we'll see you next time.